Hey y'all, welcome to Spirit Tea Talks podcast with your spiritual big sis, Sin from Divyne Hoops. Join me to spill the hottest spiritual tea about co-creation, Santa Muerte, numerology, astrology, and everything else you can think of. I'm here to inspire you and help y'all tap into your most authentic and divine self. So join me in this walk of life and know that you're not alone in this spiritual awakening. To be in the know or learn more, make sure to subscribe to our newsletter on DivyneHoops.com. I have also resurfaced my apothecary currently under Etsy as Divyne Apothecary, that's Divyn, to get your altar conjure needs. For more insight and behind the scenes, make sure to join my Patreon under Divyne Hoops. I'll see y'all soon.
Wow. So I just finished listening to the New Year, New Me or New You episode, and the way that this just reflects on what I'm going through in my life right now is insane. So I'm right now going through like a very abrupt like change in my life where I have to literally uproot me and my whole family and let go of people like you were talking about. There's some family members that were not at all what I thought they were, and I just found this out literally yesterday. So just hearing this message a day after what I just found out is very like reassuring, and I just wanted to share that I appreciate what you're doing again, and I'm very very grateful that we have crossed paths, and like I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Liz, for the voicemail. It means the world to me, and I'm so happy that resonated with you. I did went ahead and moved that episode to Patreon only members. So if you want to listen to what Liz was talking about, you can go ahead and sign up to Patreon/Divyne Hoops, where you can sign up for $5.55 a month and get exclusive content for episodes, or you can get one of the other tiers where you can actually learn step-by-steps more about Santa Muerte and everything else in between. Again, thank you so much, Liz. I really do appreciate whenever I do get any voicemails sent out or any interactions on Spotify. It means the absolute world to me. So thank you. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to Spirit Tea Talks podcast. This is going to be my last episode of 2023 until we approach 2024. I think. I mean, I was supposed to record about a week and a half ago, but I got a little busy and I'm catching up on readings, and right now I am about to wrap up my last set of tarot readings for the year, because your girl is no longer going to be providing tarot readings for next year. Let me tell you some more. So because of this, and I know y'all can hear me louder and better because I took off my earbuds, as I'm wrapping up and I'm looking at my freaking calendar and I'm just like, I have to make another episode before the year ends. Like, we gotta finish this with a bang, okay? So I wanted to talk about winter solstice, but that might be next episode. We'll still be in winter solstice the next time I post, so it'll be okay. Here are some major updates, and there's going to be more updates as the days come, because I want to make sure that I have everything finalized. And I know, because I have wondering eyes and wondering ears, I ain't trying to get y'all to get me fucked up. Nah, I mean, some things are better left quietly until you're ready to pop off. So I'm doing my readings right now, and I'm getting the same question over and over again, which is something that always tends to happen. But before we get to that point, here are the updates of Divyne Hoops. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter on DivyneHoops.com. I will be sending monthly newsletters, also small little updates in regards to anything that is happening with Divyne Hoops, which could be the apothecary, blogs, Patreon, YouTube. If you don't follow me on YouTube, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube link, because that's where I'll be all of 2024. I will be doing more video content. I don't want to stay on TikTok because, quite honestly, TikTok is such a messy, dirty little whore, and I don't like the vibe, the energy that TikTok be given in regards to teaching people, because everybody has an opinion, which is fine, but those people sometimes tend to voice their opinions in a very arrogant manner. So yeah, YouTube it is. So make sure to subscribe to that. Make sure to join the Patreon, because we're going to be embarking a whole new segment. We are wrapping up our co-creation 101, and I'm also going to be teaching in regards to our indigenous background. So Mesoamerican, the deities, all of that jazz I am posting on my Patreon, because we know how much I love Patreon. Instagram is still popping. I'm still doing my little updates here and there, but DivyneHoops.com is where you can really catch me. You can book all your necessities on there. We just wrapped up we're wrapping up, because the candles are still burning. The mega candles are still burning. So I just did my last abundance ritual for the year. If you guys haven't heard me say, this was the last ritual that I will be providing. Not that I'm not gonna stop completely. No, I'm doing full moon rituals for sure. It's more intimate, it's bigger, it's more potent, so it'll come with a different price range. Yesterday's price is not today's price. You know what I mean? What else? Again, tarot readings are being wrapped up because I have something in store. That does not mean that you cannot book a one-on-one session with me. Definitely not what it means. It means that your girl is going through a different transition that is way better for myself, at least, and hopefully for y'all too. I've already did a couple of sessions of the sort that I wanted to do, and they've actually been very successful, so I am very happy with that. Also, new apothecary items are dropping mid-January, early February. Yo, I have boxes and boxes of oil droppers ready to be used. I'm ready for it. So if you see that my shop is on a vacation, that is because I am restocking, okay? I don't know if I'm gonna actually go on the vacation thing. On the vacation thing, because even though myself, I will be going on vacation January 7th, I need to take some time off, y'all. I have been nonstop working. I've had sleepless nights for the past 4 months, and I'm ready to kind of just refresh, come back with better perspectives for y'all. And yeah, so apothecary is popping. Merch is dropping. Okay, my Patreon's got first dibs on the merch that is happening, and I actually got my samples, so I am very satisfied and happy as fuck. So now I get to release them to the public here very, very, very soon. What else? The raffle is still happening. Sorry, y'all. I had so much planned and so little time to get everything taken care of. So the raffle is still happening. What are you gonna win? For $10 to participate, you get literally almost all of my oils. Batty oil, Santa Muerte oil, Mictlan oil, protection oil. What else do I got? Third Eye Shoddy oil. And then you also get the cleansing spray. And then you get a sample of my Third Eye Shoddy herbs and all that jazz, the tea bags and all of that. So yeah, you get a lot. And yeah, so that's the updates for Spirit Detox, Divyne Hoops. And I am so thrilled and excited. I hope you guys had an amazing 2023. And if you didn't, make sure to check your chart, because I don't want to be it's going to be better next year. Because they're going to be Sin said I was going to have a better year. But you're currently going through your Saturn return. And yeah. So make sure to check your chart for that to see how your year may look like. I know that after my Saturn return, because I think I'm about to end it in February of 2024, I had gotten a reading this year actually during the summertime, and from what I was told, my Saturn return, things were gonna get way more smoother for me. Although somebody who was really fucking hateful was just like, that's not true, because you girl, you don't have my chart. Don't play me. I don't need that negativity. Also for 2024, ladies and gents, let's not deal with any more negativity. No more friendships that make slight, joking, hurtful comments to you and thinking that it's all nice and peachy, or like it's just laughable. Like, take it easy. Like, it's just a joke. Nah, fuck that. Cut them off. So yeah. I feel really great. I still have my Spooky Ghoul podcast that I will be releasing. I do need a new special guest. For the first episode, everything just kind of has not been in alignment, which is fine. I didn't pressure this project in particular because this project is more like a hobby to me. It does mean a lot. I had to go through a whole process to get music rights and everything of that sort, but I want to do it right, because even though it's going to be a hobby, I still want to do it right. So a Spooky Ghoul podcast is going to be something that I will be talking about the paranormal and putting it hands again with spirituality. So why let's Llorona go around and haunt people, and talk about how energy kind of lingers around and what that could do to people and the effects of it, etc., etc. So I want to talk more about it in that perspective. So still give background to the folklore stories and all of that. So I will be basing it off more so of the Latinx folklore stories, because that's my roots and I'm familiar with a lot of the stories. So I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about my own experiences. So if you yourself have encountered any paranormal, spooky, anything, please hit me up. I already have somebody that hit me up and was just like, yo, my husband has stories. So I want to interview people or send you guys a link where you guys can just talk about your stories, and I can plug it into that podcast, and then I can give my perspective in the spiritual essence. So y'all can go ahead and do that if y'all want to. I would be more than happy. Y'all can even do the voicemail feature on here. Once I get everything settled in, you can do more. But yeah, for now, let me know if that's something that you guys are ready to share, or if you have a story yourself that you want me to read. I'll be more than happy. So with that being said, Spirit Tea Talks podcast is not going to be a weekly episodes anymore. I know that we might have gotten used to every Wednesday, every Thursday having Spirit Tea Talks podcast dropping a new episode, and quite honestly, it's been amazing the past 6 months of me constantly doing this, because I did see huge number into Spirit Tea Talks podcast, and I just want to thank y'all for the bottom of my fucking little black heart, because it meant the world to me that how tremendous I saw the numbers just keep rising and rising. So, but it's quality over quantity, and that is why I am not doing weekly. I am doing bi-weekly episodes. Starting when, I am not too sure just yet. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up, so you guys are not like, hey, what's going on? I'm waiting. So again, it's quality over quantity. I am putting more out there. I have a whole setup that I'm working on. All right. I'm going to be working on it when I'm on my break. So yeah. Okay. Let's talk real quick, because I still have all these readings to do. Actually, I only have a handful, but that's all right. All right. So today's episode is going to be about what to do, or how to do your enhancement to your relationship with Santa Muerte. That's a big question that I get on a consistent basis. So let me answer this in the best way possible that I can. And just to verify, this is in my opinion and my experience. Have been a devotee to her for quite some time now. I know that that's a big concern for a lot of people, of how can I get closer to her? How can I get closer to her? How can I get closer to her? And I know that she is death. she represents death and rebirth, and she carries a beautiful, strong essence. So when we're trying to connect with something that doesn't physically talk to us, physically can touch us, physically give us confirmation how we are typically used to, from somebody that we have like a friendship with or somebody that we're intimate with, and they're able to relay their feelings towards us and just kind of giving us clear communication if they are a healthy human being of being able to communicate. So I know that in the aspect of asking how can I get closer to her comes from a place of anxious energy, because that's what it is, right? When we are wanting to get closer to somebody, this attachment that we have of like wanting to do more and hoping that we're doing the right thing, right? It kind of makes us question whether or not you are even doing the right things to begin with. So I can understand that question from many new devotees that are wanting to get closer to her. Now, here's my thing that I always say. Your relationship with Santissima is your own unique path with her. Some people have a way different path than you may have. And creating that relationship may look a little bit different than creating their own relationship with her. It depends what kind of journey you want to take with her. And it's okay if you are unsure of what kind of journey you do want to end up taking with her. Because one of the major things that she teaches, especially in the beginning, is patience. So this whole wanting to know all the answers and all the right things to do and all the offerings to give and all of that sort. Oh, excuse my cat. She's going to teach you that over time you're going to learn these things. Like, you don't need to have all the answers right away. And building that connection with her really comes from doing the basics, because it's always going to be going back to the basics. So my thing that I always ask is, or not ask, but sort of say, like, it comes with time, building your relationship with her. If you are already talking to her every day, praying to her every day, invoking her every day, or at least the time that you can, right? Because I know that a lot of us have really busy lives. One thing that I do always implement, or at least advise, is to start creating a routine. Routine is key here for everything in our life, like literally everything. So building a consistency to having some sort of discipline of like, okay, this day or this day or this day at this time, I'm going to do the rosary, or this day at this time, I'm going to make her some coffee, or this day at this time, I'm going to go and cleanse her altar or just like talk to her. Having to build a sort of like a schedule around how you want to maintain your spirituality, because this is not a game. This is not for anybody to just pick up and just leave it whenever they can, or for an aesthetic please. Just today, I recently learned that there's things called death witches, where witches are into the aesthetic of any deity that represents death. And I'm still not sure how I feel about that, so I don't want to put my input. It's a little odd. So this is not an aesthetic please. This is something that has to show dedication, consistency, and over time you're going to start feeling more at ease and at peace with your relationship with her. Because one thing as well is to realize that when it comes to being patient and having that consistency and the discipline of having time with her, is that all your expectations need to be thrown out the motherfucking window. The expectations of like, you should start seeing bubbles in your water, or you should start seeing clear candle burns, or you should start seeing clear signs of her or hearing her. loud and clear, right? No, like, you need to get rid of all the expectations, because she's not here for what you want to see. She's here to teach you for what you need to see and feel. So enhancing your relationship with Santa Muerte really comes over time, and something that she will let you know how to enhance it. For example, for myself, I don't think I really ever felt that way, and I don't know if now more people are feeling like they need to enhance their relationship because of TikTok and Instagram, and I don't know, maybe Facebook, of seeing people like having their altars or working with her. I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of expectation from new devotees now because of how much people are posting about her, and right now she's becoming an aesthetic, unfortunately. So during the time that I became a devotee, there was no TikTok. I think TikTok was Musically or something like that. So I didn't have this like huge expectation of like what I needed to do or how do I need to go about it. I kind of just let it be, you know, but at the same time I felt like I need to do more. There has to be something that I can do more of. That's definitely a feeling that I had of like I feel like I need to do more. And I asked her. There wasn't anybody that I really could ask, and I felt like I didn't need to ask anybody else what she needed from me, because I was building that relationship with her, and it was an intimate relationship. Again, this was still kind of new, at least on social media. It wasn't as big. This was 6 years ago, so I know that some people could be like, well, they were posting more about her, and yes, I do believe her being posted was more of a frequent thing, for sure, but I didn't go in looking for that, you know what I mean? Anyways, so one thing that I realized that she loved that I did was the rosary, and I was doing the rosary 3 times a day before I even started doing like my candle work, and before I started providing services for the public. Like, this was something that I started to realize that like she really enjoys when I do the rosary and when I have candles lit as an offering for her. So I remember one specific time where I had candles, but for whatever reason I didn't light them in the altar, because I wasn't sure how she wanted her setup quite yet. And I remember the specific night, I felt like she was tugging me to go to her altar, and tugging me. And I was a fresh new mom, so I didn't really fucking sleep. I think the max hours that I got of sleep during my postpartum was like 4.5 hours. And I remember one day that I got 6 hours, and I was just ecstatic. And the 6 hours didn't come until my daughter was like 1.5 years. So anyways, during this time, I felt like her calling out to me, and because I was tired, I ignored it. So then I went to sleep, and then that same feeling was there in the morning. And this was during like winter time. So my altar felt a little bit colder than the rest of the house, if that makes sense. If you know, you know. So when I walked over there and I was just like, what do you need, mommy? Like, literally just talking to her how I would talk to anybody. Like, what do you need, madrina? Like, is there anything that I can help you with, madrina? Like, what do you want? And something just told me candle. That's literally what the download was candle. So I was like, okay. And I remember I lit a coconut road opener candle, 7-day, and I lit it, and I automatically felt my entire room where she was set up just becoming warmer. And I was just like, oh, that's what she needed. So again, in time, you'll start to realize what she wants from you, what she needs from you, so she can have that closeness. And right automatically when I turned that candle on, I felt like she wanted me to converse with her. So I sat down and I just kind of just sat down and conversed with her. Reason why my daughter now, she goes and talks in like at my altar, is because my daughter saw me her whole entire life, just me sitting there talking to mommy. And that's really what it takes, is being there in the present moment and acknowledging and realizing that there's some things that she may need, and just kind of following your intuition. I know that when I started and I promoted, my services, I had somebody that asked me, like, how do you know that she is communicating with you? And the way that they were asking it was in a very condescending way. It wasn't in a way of like actually being intrigued and interested, but it was in a very condescending manner. And I had asked her back. I was like, well, how do you know when God talks to you? And she's just like, oh, I can just feel it. I was like, it's the same essence with Santa Muerte. You feel it. And you just know that it's her communicating with you. So the enhancement of the relationship really comes from what? Feeling the energy, trusting yourself, and having faith that what you're doing is right. A lot of devotees tend to get a little scared off of like, what if she hates this, or like if she's mad at me, or what did I do to piss her off, to like not answer my petition, or like I had this dream about her and she was mad at me. For starters, first and foremost, it takes a lot for you to fuck up in order for, I'm going to speak for Santa Muerte because I don't know about every other deity, but for Santa Muerte to really like let down her scythe on you. Okay? If you start having really messed up dreams about Santa Muerte, and you know that like you cater to her altar, you show her respect and love, there could be various reasons to why that may be happening. There could be a trickster spirit trying to make you fear her. It could be, a hex that might have been sent your way, or somebody working on you. It could be various things. That does not necessarily mean that it's Santa Muerte. So just be mindful of that. Just because I'm saying that it takes a lot for her to let down her scythe on you, or for her to turn her back on you, that doesn't necessarily mean that she is all forgiven. Because I've been seeing that talk going around way too fucking much, especially on TikTok, of like, it's okay, she's forgiving, it's okay, she's just so forgiving, it's okay, she's so loving and forgiving. And then in the same aspect, in the same breath, people talk about it, but she's cold. She has this cold energy about her. Let me just put those 2 points out there. She is not all forgiving. If you constantly have to ask her for apologies, or constantly feel like she will forgive you, what are you doing so much that you're fucking up that much in order for her to forgive you? Because at some point, she may just step to the side. She may not completely abandon you, but she may step to the side for you to learn your lesson. She isn't somebody that you can just pick up and fuck up on a consistent basis, and not see some sort of effect. Because I get it. Sometimes when it comes to the altar, maybe of like, oh my God, I forgot to change her water, and like, what if she's upset with me? Fucking happens. Talk to her. Be more consistent with it. I haven't lit candles at her altar. Is she going to be pissed at me? Talk to her. And if you can't have consistent basis of like candles for whatever reason, go to the Dollar Tree. Get yourself one of those like battery like candles. I'm sure she would appreciate it either way. I haven't bought her flowers in forever. What if she's upset with me? Talk to her and maybe give her an offering that you can give her that may be accessible to you at home. An apple, an orange, prep her a meal. Talk to her. But if you're doing things such as like fear-mongering people, or using her name to fear-monger others, or to go against other devotees, and doing of that aspect, at some point she is going to step to the side, or just completely turn her back. She is not all forgiving. Let's stop using that damn term. And that term I've actually been seeing a lot with new devotees. So I don't know who's teaching y'all or who y'all follow for y'all to have that concept of like, it's okay if I fuck up. Yeah, it's okay to fuck up. But if it's a consistent thing, you should not. What are you doing so much that you have to fuck up? Okay, that's one thing. And then the other thing was, she is cold. She has this cold energy. Don't get it fucked up. She has a very strong presence. I don't know about cold, because when I work with her, I feel nothing but warmth. So that little thing of like, she's cold because she's death. She represents death means cold. It makes me kind of look at you a little bit sideways. I'm not gonna lie, this is just in my opinion. It's gonna make me look at you a little bit sideways. So I'm just like, well, what have you done that maybe she's cold towards you? Because I know, like Azriel, for example, he's even said this before, that like when he's working and he has like the door open to his garage where he does the workings, he still feels warmth. He feels warmth. He doesn't feel cold. So yes, cold, death is cold. That doesn't mean that her energy could be cold. If she comes to you cold, then maybe that's different. But don't be telling out here people like she has this cold energy of her, because you don't know if that person is actually feeling her energy in that aspect. Because what if they're feeling warmth from her, and now they're going to be questioning whether or not that's really how they feel. That she has a strong presence is another thing, and that should not get fucked up with like what her energy is, her essence of it all. Oh boy. So I definitely want to talk more in regards to this, because y'all be talking about Santissima and this love and light aspect, and it's all these new devotees, it's all these people that claim that they've been walking with her for how many years, but don't really, they have trickster spirits. So that yes, she is a loving, beautiful, warm, motherly presence, godmother-like presence. I called her Madrina my entire time when I started working with her, and over time it just grew to mommy. It's just been, I don't even know when I made a transition from Madrina to mommy. I really don't know. I think that's just like how my relationship with her became more stronger, right? And again, it became over time. But man, she is not love and light. She is a powerful essence that should just not be fucked with. I know that she gets a bad rap for that kind of fucking power. And let's just think about it. What kind of powerful woman do you know that was never ever talked down on? There's always that powerful source that we know, whether that's celebrity wise or work wise, and they call her a bitch because she doesn't take shit from anybody. She doesn't, bend her boundaries just for anybody. And she's known as, a bitch, a whore, or somebody that you should not want to be around. It's kind of the same thing with Santissima, right? Because she has this powerful energy that people are constantly putting her down and talking down on her because they feel so threatened to her power. And then instead of embracing that and letting it know, like, yeah, she should not be fucked with. Yeah, she's a jealous entity. She's a jealous essence. She's a jealous, energy. So you shouldn't put other deities in her altar. Let her have her own space. What's so wrong with that? Why do people get so scared when they hear that she's jealous? Like, oh my gosh, she's gonna kill your kids and she's gonna... Yo, if she likes her space, what's wrong with that? Or how about not abandoning, like leaving her, abandoning her, and then thinking like, oh, she's just gonna forgive me, and over time I can just work my relationship back up, depending of course of how you left her. Why do y'all think that she's just so love and light? Maybe at one point she's just gonna be like, nah, because I know for one thing for sure, she embodies a lot of that dark feminine energy that a lot of you women are seeking for, and that are already devotees of Santísima. But because y'all may be putting her in this love and light fucking ordeal, because maybe we just don't want to play devil's advocate with people that are like, oh, she's evil. Y'all are so afraid to even get into that dark feminine energy yourselves, to implement boundaries, to take accountability for the fucked up situations that you might have put your own self in, to embrace your confidence and to get out of toxic habits. Maybe that's the reason why y'all can't really tap into your dark feminine energy. Maybe that's for another conversation, and I think it definitely will. I've been told a couple times now that like I should start giving classes about women empowerment, and maybe I'll just do that on my Patreon. Not maybe, it'll definitely happen, but it's starting to make sense to why a lot of women that are devotees have not fully embraced the dark feminine energy. And I think it's because it may play a part of like, well, I don't want to make it seem like Santa Muerte is this and that. Let's just call it for what it is. There's nothing wrong with a powerful energy. Just respect the motherfucking energy. And over time, your relationship with Santa Muerte will enhance within itself as long as you show consistency, persistency, and discipline. That's always been the key talks of everything that I've preached. And trust and believe it will come in time. You don't need to fucking rush it. You don't need to do anything crazy. Enjoy your time with her. Spend time with her. Let things grow organically, just like any other relationship, friendship that you want to grow organically. It's the same concept. Come correct, come with respect, hold yourself accountable, and do better. And that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Please be safe out there. If you go out, be with loved ones, just make sure to be safe and just I can't stress that enough. During this time of year, I get so much anxiety, like just being out on the roads, because people really be stupid. So please be safe. Have a wonderful, beautiful new year. 2024, there's going to be a lot of changes. A lot. I want to do a prediction because I'm starting to feel the same way that I felt during 2020, and I'm feeling it more intense. I feel like for whatever reason we need to prepare. So and this is also the year of karmatic cycles ending. If you took accountability, if you worked on yourself, this is also the year that people that fucked around will find out. So you will definitely see a lot of people falling off shortly. And I think that also entitles our government and celebrities and everything else that we have been used to. There's going to be a big awakening happening, and quite honestly, even more cold weather. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I would love to hear y'all's feedback. If for whatever reason this podcast helped you guys in any sort of way this year, I would love to hear it, and maybe even feature it on my website. So I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.